The Dark Souls games can be very intimidating. Yes, they have a reputation of difficulty, but that difficulty is not exactly the gameplay itself. It's more an internal difficulty, as the series rewards patience, commitment, and persistence in the face of adversity. To persist and succeed in these games, you need to be okay with failure, as failure is the only way you learn not to make the same mistake twice. Of course, you also have to know your limitations. I started off my play of Dark Souls 3 with a mercenary, learning how to play the game without a shield, as I watched Hbomberguy's critique of Bloodborne and found the arguments for playing the other games in the series like this persuasive. After an hour at the tutorial boss getting utterly decimated, I restarted the game as a knight and beat the boss on my first try. The video is up on my channel. I think I'd have to become a lot more confident before I decide to forego the ability to block incoming attacks. And there's some fear that comes with that admission, the fear that comes with this video being an impressions of Dark Souls 3 and not a critique, which means that I have decided not to play through the game. It's this silly notion of worth as a gamer, that as silly as it might be to say out loud, is a real thing. Video games are still a medium that require elements of skill in order to see any game through to its conclusion. For most games, since skill can be learned, what we're really talking about is time. With enough time, you can get to the end of any game on your own. With that being true, the question then changes to if the time needed to progress in a game is personally worthwhile to each individual playing. Each evening when I sat down to play Dark Souls 3, I was making progress. I was learning the layout of the town. I felt that mix of tension and excitement exploring every nook and cranny, fearful and expectant of what lay around every corner. I was leveling, and before I stopped playing, I had made my way to the second boss. So why wasn't this sense of progress enough? It has to do with my personal play habits. How I usually play games these days for the channel is I play up to an hour of 2 games per evening. I have concentration issues, and a lot of the time I start to get fidgety before the hour is even up. I played 4 hours of Dark Souls 3. The first hour was the above story of trying out a no shield build, and the other 3 hours got me to my first encounter with the second boss. Each hour I was making progress, but with an hour a night, the progress made wasn't enough to justify my desire to continue with the game. It's a shame too, because I really want to. It's just at this rate it feels like I'll be playing Dark Souls 3 to March at the earliest, and I don't know whether I'll be enjoying the return to its world each evening as I do so. This is the second year in a row I've purchased the 3rd game in a niche but popular RPG series and put it away till later. In the case of The Witcher 3 though, it's cause I want to play the first 2 games. With Dark Souls 3, it's more that something needs to change in the way I spend my time. Either that, or I just have to find a really thorough walkthrough.